Y'all, I just got this download and it came like kind of unexpected. So I'm just gonna share it real quick and I'm just gonna let it flow as I, put my hair up, okay? Because it's really humid in LA, so like my little silk press is struggling. But anyways, y'all. All right, so Holy Spirit help keep me on track. So basically, y'all, I was just talking to God and I just been really fed up lately with people attempting to like basically put something on you that's not yours. People projecting onto you. Like I'm really genuinely fed up with that because it's just very fucking annoying. Okay? It's annoying. For the lady, I'm gonna address this real quick, then I'm gonna move on. But to the lady who commented, I think her name was Nettle or something, like saying like, oh, I should me being autistic must explain while I'm expressing myself the way I am because I need to let my thoughts settle more before I express myself. The thing about it is, darling, is some things as humans we're used to expressing. Like we expressed it so much or we thought about it so much to the point where it's like, okay, we know exactly how we feel about it, what we want to say about it, how to express about it. Some things that we feel and experience are completely new experiences for us. And not just that, but it's new for us to actually say to a person. So when you're seeing me be that way and communicating in that way, love, it's because it's my first time ever communicating that. That happens to hermetic people who are forced into a position to be completely alone in their lives. Something I just learned actually today that I kind of already knew because of my clairsentience is that when a human spends time alone for a very fucking long period of time, it actually shrinks the brain, because when you don't exercise a muscle or when you don't exercise something, you lose it. Like if you don't use a muscle, you lose it, right? So if I'm not exercising the part of my brain that's social, if I'm not exercising the part of my brain that is connective and loving with other people, I'm gonna have trouble expressing it, on top of the fact that I'm on the fucking spectrum. So I just wanted to address that and I'm gonna move on. I appreciate the feedback, especially when it's constructive and coming from a loving place, but that felt more like a projection and just like unnecessary criticism. So thank you, but no thank you, okay? And I will make sure that I'm meditating on my thoughts more before I put them out. I actually already noticed that about myself, which is funny you said that because that's something I'm working on, but I've always expressed in my messages that that's what I'm working on. Like y'all are literally growing with me. Nobody came on here saying I'm perfect and I'm already locked in with nobody said that. Y'all watching me grow just like y'all are growing. I may be a master, I may be an old soul, but I'm still learning things in this life. That's why I'm here, okay? So I'm gonna move on from that. But I am sick and tired of people projecting things on me, putting things on me that don't go on me. I'm gonna say this, okay? I'm gonna be very frank, okay? I have known who I was since I was a little girl. I have always been conscious. We all lose a lot of our consciousness when we hit the age of 6, 7 years old, right? But mine did not fully go away. Just like so many other people in the world, I unfortunately was in a very misguided situation. I was targeted and abused and manipulated and all these things more than the average person, unfortunately. So unfortunately, I grew up knowing, okay, I don't feel connected to the people around me because no one around me treats me like I make sense, or that they see me and they love me. They were always trying to sculpt me into something else, or narcissistically kiss my ass on I'm not gonna say which side of my family was on that kind of time, but there was people in my family who made me feel seen and heard and understood, and this because they knew certain things about me spiritually that I didn't fully know about myself yet, or if I knew it, I just didn't know what it meant just yet clearly, right? So with that being said, I had to learn the hard way that those people was even counting my blessings and counting my pockets and counting what I can do for them before I could even fathom what the fuck any of that meant, unfortunately. With that being said, when we grow up, right, We're all trying to be programmed to be a certain way. I am so grateful. And this just hit me like a ton of bricks today, because this is something I've always known and always exclaimed about myself. But it's something that, like, I'm going to stand motherfucking 10 toes down about today. And I asked God if I should share this before I shared it. So, yeah. So, I never fell for the bullshit. Motherfuckers making me feel like I got to use my body and use my beauty. I never fell for that. Thanks to my dad, I will give him that. I'm more than that. Okay? I never fell for the using men trope. I never fell for the I'm going to use what I got to get what I want trope. I never fell for the somebody else is going to take care of me, no matter who it is trope. I never fell for none of it. I've always been solid. Every time I was met with the opportunity to be something I am not versus me being true to myself, I always chose being true to myself. And that's one thing I can fucking stand on. I can stand on saying I've never cheated on someone. I can stand on saying I just never fell into all those places and those marginalized spaces that people saw for me. I just always refused it. I always knew who the fuck I was and who I was destined to be and who I wanted to be. So at this point in my life, no, I'm not codependent. Yes, I have a pretty extreme medical condition, but guess what? I don't have to rely on anybody but God, and God has already showed me that. And God has already showed me how. So I can go through my whole life being single, being unencumbered, being unconnected to anyone, because I have a gorgeous legacy. It's a gorgeous legacy being created between me and God. That's me and God's business. So for the men and women and people out there counting pockets and counting opportunities and trying to put on me or you or, you know, whatever I'm choosing to share this message, it's okay to stand on your shit and go, look, that's a projection. That's you. That's your shit. Just because you fell for the okie doke once or twice, I didn't. It's not me trying to say I'm better than you. That's me saying, God damn it, I am a solid fucking individual. Pat on the back. I stood on business for myself throughout my whole life, and I'm going to continue to do so. I worked hard to keep my hands clean of things. I'm not saying I'm perfect and I never made mistakes. I've made so many fucking mistakes. Stupid mistakes. But honestly, I've chosen solitude and holiness, cleanliness, otherness, separateness before I chose other shit. Do I dibble and dabble in bullshit? Fuck yeah. Am I gonna continue to dibble dabble in bullshit? Fuck yeah. But guess what? I know when to cut it off. I know how to cut it off. I know what to do. I know who to do it with. I know why. I know how much. I know how little. Okay? Because thank God, I was just born. I'm just an old soul, okay? I've done the work throughout all my fucking lifetimes. I'm just a solid bitch. I will not apologize for being solid. I will not apologize for not having anything to necessarily apologize for. Have I overstepped my boundaries? Yeah. Have I fucking been a little bit too excited, too overzealous? Yes. If Mott weighed my heart on that scale and put that feather there, guess who heart is light as a motherfucking feather? Oh, okay. And it didn't have to be that way. I got dragged so bad by every single person in my life that I've ever fucking cared about, who looked at me like, she could be doing this and that. I'm gonna fuck her up. I'm gonna do her dirty. I could do her worse. I mean, it's okay because I could do her worse. Or she don't know, or she was stupid, so that's her fault. Oh well. And I could be so fucking bitter. I could be so fucking vengeful. I could be over here doing shit I'm not. That's what I am doing though. I'm building, I'm healing, I'm working, I'm gaining skills. I'm healing my body, my mind, and my fucking soul while still gaining skills, while still keeping myself motherfucking put the fuck up. Yeah. And yeah, I might not have everything right now. I may not have everything right now that I need and that I would want, quite frankly. But then again, I do. Because I do. Okay, so I'm not sure who can relate to this message, but I just really felt so strong about that in my gut, in my core, in my soul, and I had to express it because I'm sick of it, of everybody just trying to put something on me because they're afraid, because they're too scared to face themselves or whatever they've done, and da 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 da. No, I know it's hard to admit when a person is innocent. I know it's hard to admit when a person has clean hands, but you have to admit it. And you have to give folks their fucking props. Just like y'all be dick riding anyone else in the world when they a champion, when they got belts and rings and certificates and structures. I've always put myself in position, period, when no one else did. When I was a kid, guess who signed myself up for dance classes? Who forged parents' signatures because the parents was somewhere doing what they want to do? For field trips, for serious shit, for little fucking food donations. When funds was running low. Who the fuck was playing house like fucking Matilda? You guys want to compare me to somebody? Let's do it. Matilda. We've all seen the movie. A grown-up ass little girl who has so much intelligence and gifts that in her one fucking pinky, and she can barely, no one can handle it but Miss Honey. I don't have a Miss Honey. I don't have a Miss Honey. Okay? God is my Miss Honey. All my fucking family members that have passed on and still guiding me, those are my Miss Honeys. I'm sorry to break it to you, but I am that bitch. Okay? I am the shit. Why? Because I earned it and I worked on it. Yes, I have RA. Yes, you can see my pinky deforming. Sometimes it's straight, sometimes it's not. It does not hurt. Not right now. Sometimes I can't walk, sometimes I can. Sometimes I can dance, sometimes I can't. But you know what? I know my motherfucking value and I know my worth. And I never put that in the hands of nobody else. Maybe temporarily, but guess what? I was also ignorant. Innocence. Soon as I knew better, it did not take me long to start doing better. Oh no, love. So that's all I have to say, y'all. I made my mistakes, like I said, but I've righted every single one of them. I've never been the type to never been accountable. I love accountability. So that was the download, okay? And that came out of nowhere. So if y'all fuck with that, go ahead and do all the things you already know what those are. And I thank you guys. Thank you for being here with me and choosing this family. I will see you guys.